And welcome back. So, we are about to face a very tough fight. It might go actually very well if we get lucky, but if we get unlucky, we might lose people because fighting hexes is actually... It's a bit of an RNG dependent thing. So we have good odds of resisting their charms, but we might also fail anyway. So I'm going to break camp just before we get into that fight. And we see that we have completed 2 training courses. And one of them is the Crusader, who gets team player. Doesn't help us directly at all, but whatever. Can't always get iron lungs or something when you do this. And also Nicholas, who does use mind over body, gets fearless. That's pretty nice. Okay, so let's distribute those perks before we fight. And also, yeah, I am going to do a little bit of you might say it's a bit exploitative or lame, but I am going to put Neivor the Crusader at the front by herself. And unless they changed the Hex AI, they should target their charms at the Crusader, who is, thanks to being an avatar character, immune to charm. So they will essentially waste their charms there for the first round, if the AI still works that way. But yeah, so Neivor gets a perk. We've already decided or picked Axe Mastery. So we could go for more survivability in Back to Basics, for example. We could pick Battleforge to go along with Nimble. We might do that, maybe. We might also pick something like Pathfinder just to make fights with rough terrain easier. We might take a thematically fitting option like Favorite Enemy Greater Dead or Favorite Enemy Ancient Dead. I do want this Favorite Enemy Ancient Dead before we take on the Black Monolith, but I think for now we should take something with immediate benefit as we are about to face a tough fight. Eventually we might try to make use of Perfect Focus as well, but since the Crusader doesn't get mind over body, that's a bit difficult. So ideally we would want a weapon with minus fatigue cost and also a high roll of these feeding runes to help us. Battle Flow does help with that, but I don't think it's enough at the moment. And also we would want one of these, let's see, endurance runes with a high roll for further fatigue cost reduction. So we do not currently have those things, so we won't be taking Perfect Focus. We might also take something a bit... How should I put it? Something with less of an high power. I don't know, I've worded that a bit poorly, I think, but yeah, so we could even consider getting Feint. So that would leave, if we miss an attack, it would lower the defenses of the enemy by 10. Doesn't look like the Crusader gets fast adaptation. It's something to... I'm probably not going to take Feint, but it is something we shouldn't like rule out just because it's a bit... I don't know. Doesn't seem to be... Well, it's definitely not as powerful as something like Battleheart or Nimble or Killing Frenzy, but we already have those. could consider rotation. You can use rotation both defensively and offensively, so it's perfectly acceptable to take rotation in this spot. We already took Crippling Strikes and Executioner earlier. We don't have very many damage options left. We do have Sundering Strikes, which is alright. And if we ever go with the one-handed weapon, we could take Duelist, but that is currently not something we are doing. If we want to be more defensive, we could also consider Second Wind. That will trigger very rarely, but when it does trigger, it might save our life. We could also even consider 9 lives. That will trigger even more rarely than Second Wind does. Also, we could use these AoE skills like Round Swing and boost their effectiveness with something like Forceful Swing. Don't think I've ever actually taken Forceful Swing on anyone. Just doesn't seem that useful. But for a Round Swing character that could be good. Plus 10% damage for AoE skills. Indomitable could also be acceptable. In some fights it might be very, very good to have. Might even consider going Backs and Belts and Quick Hands. Do something with that. I apologize, this is taking a bit long, but yeah, actually I should have thought about what I'm going to do beforehand. Didn't realize we were this close to completing the training course. Think if we go survivability, Battleforged might be better than Back to Basics. So currently that won't do that much, but as we acquire more and more famed equipment, it will start to really show its usefulness. And with both of these, we don't need to worry that much about how much our armor weighs, as long as we're getting some value out of Nimble. Let's say, I don't know, if this Nimble value is at least like 60% or something like that. Because we will also compensate that with heavier armor and Battleforged in that case. So yeah, we could do that. Pathfinder though, it's very useful as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and take Pathfinder. I think it's maybe slightly better if you have a weapon that costs 4 AP to use. But it's still good here, I think. So now we don't need to worry about terrain as much with the Crusader. Okay. Let's mark it down that we've actually completed the training course. Next we have Nicholas. Okay, so let's see. Indomitable costs 20 fatigue. So we are going to take a rebound for basically indefinite Indomitable use as long as he doesn't break. And yeah, we have a couple of these wooden sticks out for the fight. They won't be that useful because if we need to stun our own people, we cannot actually do that because most of them have Steel Brow, which means it will instead be a daze. Let's level Randall the Cook quickly here. And yeah, we get Quartermaster now. So this perk reduces food consumption by 1 for every mercenary. Helps quite a bit if you have a large company to keep those food costs down. Okay, but yeah, I think we are as ready as we are ever going to be. One thing that would help in this fight would be a whip to disarm someone who gets charmed if that happens. We don't have a whip though. And I don't usually use whips either. But yeah, this is a situation where that would be useful. So let's see how this goes. We don't currently see the Hex group because we just loaded the game. So we need to re-establish camp for us to be able to see them. Let's also reassign people. Let's see. Where's Nicholas at? Here. Okay, so are we ready? We are pretty much ready. Might as well make these, I guess. I don't think we want this. This is a pretty... Well, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not as good as the other armor augmentations you can make. So let's fight, I guess. Here they come. So yeah. Few nachos, few raiders, some direwolves, 2 unholds, a hex, a white direwolf, a hex coven leader, and a few bears. Quite a tough fight. And depending on the RNG, this might go quite well, and we lose no one, or this might go horribly wrong. We'll see. But I am not abandoning the caravan in the face of this threat. And if worse comes to worse and we lose people, that's fine. We have the money to replace these guys. And we can even find better people if that happens. So, if they die, they will die for a good cause. And yeah, one further thing to mention. I put Landina back here because of her relatively low resolve. I mean, 58, it's not bad by any means. Usually, in most companies, that's actually quite high. But for our company, it's I think on the lower range, and we don't want her to get charmed because she can do a lot of damage with this axe. Okay, let's see what happens. And we'll also see what happens with these caravan hands, quote, helping us, unquote. So the main threat here, obviously the hexes, but that white direwolf is quite deadly. So we will use nets on that, we will try to stun it, we will try to daze it, all of those things. So yeah, 18 enemies. One thing you can also do in these fights, I think, is use someone with a very high initiative or impatience, like Gunhild here. Just move them forward, end their turn, and the hexes will try to charm. I think it's the closest one to them, usually at least. So they have a good chance of trying to charm the one that is closest to them, which would be in this situation Gunhild. And it's not the end of the world if Gunhild here gets charmed at all. But I think we'll go with our plan, see if it still goes as I think, which is that they will try to charm Neivar here. Okay, direwolves closing the distance. They are frenzied. And yeah, Hex tried to charm Neivar and was not able to do so. These caravan hands, if they get charmed, that's... they will die, but it's fine. I mean, I won't try to save them, I think. Alright. So this is the Hex Coven leader. This fight would be so much easier if we had a good archer with all the right perks and also bullseye. But the closest thing we have to an archer is Raymonda here, who might actually be able to do something, we'll see. But if we want her to be able to do something during this first round, we will need to rotate her closer as well. Okay. So, usually, I think, when they come with a white direwolf, the white direwolf stays back as a sort of bodyguard. So, if that's still the case, we don't need to worry about it just yet. And while white direwolves are deadly, they are not able to kill mercenaries of this quality in one turn. But if you allow them to, like, unhindered attack you, they will be able to do so in a couple of rounds, possibly. Especially against nimble people. Because they also come with fast adaptation. So they will hit you eventually. And they attack a lot. So I think they attack like maybe 4 times per round, maybe even 5. I think it's 4. Might be wrong about that. At the very least it's 3. 3 or 4 times per round, I think. So yeah, we need to be aggressive here. Unless we are able to snipe them with Raymonda. Which is a bit unlikely. And also there's 2 of them. So once we start moving forward, not sure if the Hex AI will actually target Navar anymore, even if she is at the front, but I think we'll work under the assumption that that is the most likely scenario. So we will try to keep Navar at the front, and thanks to her immense defenses of Resilience, Steelbrow, Colossus, 61 melee defense, and Battleheart, it should be fairly safe to do so, especially since the White Direwolf, I think, won't engage us just yet. But yeah, we will start advancing here. Let's wait on what we do with Nicholas though. Okay. There's an unhold. Couple of bears. So bears, they are... I'd say they're comparable maybe to an unhold in their danger level, if that's a term that can be used. So at this point they're not that much of a threat. And also, yeah, what helps in these kind of fights is adrenaline. Adrenaline helps a lot. So if you're able to actually get next to the hex, just use adrenaline. If they haven't hexed someone, you can just kill them there. So we will try to get Navar as close as possible. And with that in mind, we might actually rotate with Magnachar here. And since we have Battleheart and high defenses, we might actually be able to just walk past these enemies towards the hexes. And this fight is best handled if you take out the hexes first. Of course, you're not always able to do so. And usually it's probably not even worth fighting hexes because they're so RNG dependent. But here we are. We could just go for some perfect focus shots. And also Magnachar can help in sniping the hexes. Potentially, maybe. We'll see. So let's not rotate, let's wait. And yeah, this is a tough enough fight. We will be using nets, quite likely even on targets like these unholds here. We would like to use them primarily just for the white direwolf, but we might not have that luxury. And yeah, Oswolf here is also part of this fight. Comes with a wooden stick and a very useful rotation ability. So what we could do here is rotate Aven, for example, and Aven can go take a shot at this frenzied direwolf. And if Aven hits, the direwolf is also staggered and won't be able to overwhelm us at the start of next round. Or we could rotate Leif, who can probably just stun one of these direwolves instead of going for damage. That might be better. Because these frenzied direwolves, they come with nimble. I think we'll rotate Leif here. And let's try to rotate Raymonda closer. And also one thing, if we lose Raymonda due to reckless play here or just bad luck, I'm fine with that. While she is a good mercenary for sure, she's not someone who's going to be that useful in our ultimate goal, which is the Black Monolith, because this crossbow just won't do that much there. We prefer to have melee people, or at the very least backline melee people for that. So if she dies for a good cause, so be it. Okay, now let's let Margareta move. So we could also inspire Nevar. We would be able to get potentially close enough to the Coven leader actually to be able to attack next round with adrenaline. That is, if we are able to get through this by just walking through it. We'll see. It is a bit risky because we have that white direwolf somewhere here. But if anyone can handle a white direwolf for a little bit, it's Nevar. We'll see how that goes. I might be horribly wrong with that assessment. This nacho, not that much of a problem. Also, these raiders are going to be quite easy. So yeah, do we want to inspire Nevar now? We could also inspire Raymonda. That is a safer option. The only problem with that is that she doesn't have bullseye and these hexes are currently protected. Both of them. But what we could do is kill this raider first. From here, I suppose. And then we would have a free line of sight on this hex. I think that might be better than trying to inspire Nevar. So let's inspire Raymonda here. And Nevar can advance. We need her to be on the front anyway. For them to potentially, I think, still use the charm ability on her. It would be a bit silly if they did so, because they've already seen that Nevar is immune. But I'm not going to complain if that's what happens. So let's see. This should be a 5% if we move here. It is not, it is a 24. So immediately I was wrong and failed. So yeah. It's a good thing I didn't inspire Nevar and tried to move here. Yeah, I might have overestimated Nevar or underestimated my opponents once again. But now we know. Now we know we cannot rely on that. Let's go ahead and use adrenaline. So, with that in mind, our best option is probably trying for the kill on this one with Raymonda. And we'll see what happens with this Coven leader. And we will need to kill all of this before we get to the Coven leader. So let's rotate Raymonda a bit closer. There's the white direwolf. So as you can see, they are quite tough. They come with both Battleforged and Nimble. They have 200 body and head armor. They have 400 hit points. And they come up with a lot of perks. They are very deadly. And apparently they have 16 action points. But as I said earlier, they can be stunned. So if you meet white direwolves, use nets and use stuns. And that's the way you can take them out somewhat reliably. So I think it's going to stay near the hexes, but I might be wrong. No need to use a net just yet. Let's let Gunhild tank these two and possibly throw a net next round. Okay, yeah, it's acting as a bodyguard here. So this hex is potentially vulnerable. The thing is, we are not close enough with Raymonda because we are using a crossbow instead of a bow. So we need to move here in order to be able to hit this hex. And we'll try to get this raider down first. Perfect focus will help a lot here. So we have 95% to hit the raider, which means we should be able to kill it in like 2 hits. And after that, if we get lucky, we will take this hex down. They don't come with Nimble, so let's see if we're able to do this. Okay, might take 3 hits here. Yeah, it does take 3, but we do have Berserk. There goes the raider. 95 on this hex. 1 more hit. Goodbye. Okay, so now we have this Coven leader left. But we cannot do that again because Raymonda has used all her fatigue to do so. And also we have these nimble wolves in the way, and Raymonda does not have bullseye. But very good job, Raymonda. Don't care if these nachos eat, it's fine. So we'll see if the Coven leader actually tries to charm Nevar or not, but we will keep Nevar at, well, closest to the Coven leader, closer than anyone else, at least for this next round. So now our priority is killing everything standing in our way, and then slowly move forward, try to take out the Coven leader, try to... Well, we can't really kill the white direwolf because it just takes so long before we try to go for the Coven leader. But we will try to stun it, we will try to net it, all of those things. Okay. So Magnachar can do similar things as Raymonda, but as I already said, with these direwolves in the way, it is so unlikely to get a hit in here. We might not even want to try it. Not just yet, at least. So we could take this high position here. High ground. And that might be a bit risky, actually. We could also just try to kill something. Can't kill a frenzied direwolf in 1 turn because of their nimble status. We could potentially kill this raider though. Let's try that. We also get some help from favored enemy brigand. Okay. Did some damage there. And Elsa, you will wait around here to use a net on probably an unhold, maybe a bear. Guess we... I already said I was going to use a stun instead of going for damage here, but I'm now wondering if that's actually the right call. So Leif is one of our most deadly mercenaries, but also since he doesn't have steel brow, he's more vulnerable than the others, the other frontliners. So we might want to take this spot instead of this spot or this spot. And without steel brow, we can also get stunned on Leif, which means that we should probably let someone with steel brow take the positions closer to the unholds. So let's go for this one. And I suppose we'll go for the stun. Landina can participate in this fight. Wouldn't have brought her otherwise. Let's try to flank. Well, kind of flank, I don't know. She is on the flank. Can't really be too aggressive with her, because she's only level 8, and also because of her, well, she does get 82 resolve because she's also confident, but still, she has the lowest resolve of the company, so we don't want to risk that. So let's take this spot, but we might not want to move too much forward next round or the round after that with her. We'll see. And Oswulf can just wait there. Need to be a little bit careful with Janold here as well. Only level 6. Provide some damage from the back line. Not just yet, but still. And Avon, Thorolf and Eilika can intercept this group of enemies around the middle. So we can use adrenaline here if we want to. I guess we will. Let's try to stagger this frenzied direwolf. And also we need to be a bit careful with the Vala. So let's just leave her where she is for now. Eilika can move. Thorolf can move. And yeah, hopefully the Coven leader goes for Neivar. But if she does go for Thorolf, we have a good chance of resisting thanks to this high resolve. So let's take this spot with Thorolf, who has steel brow. Okay. We do stagger this direwolf. Let's go ahead and use adrenaline already, so we are able to do so. Because if we wait before we do so, and they attack him, he might not have enough stamina left to actually use it. Okay, very nice damage there. So these bears aren't nimble. Neither are the unholds. And as with Avon the Smith, we will do this already. Use adrenaline, that is. And we could actually try to move here now. It's gonna be like 25%. Let's try it. Nope. 24 hits again. That's fine. Actually, yeah, let's Oh, combat speed was on 1. Okay. Never mind. I thought it was higher. White Direwolf is still acting as a bodyguard. Get pushed back on Neighbor. That's actually quite bad for us, because now we are not the closest necessarily to the Hex Coven leader. So I should have taken that into account, I think. And the Coven leader tried to charm Margareta, but thanks to her high resolve, she resisted. Okay, so now we have seen that she will try to charm others even if some people are closer. So we don't need to worry about that anymore. So we can just start killing everything and just deal with it when it happens, if it happens that we get charmed. Okay, get a lucky hit there with a stun. Doesn't matter that much because big nachos are not that big of a threat anymore. Yes, they can swallow you, but we do enough damage that isn't a big deal. Still, kinda nice to get that stun there. And since these unholds throw people and push you around, let's just use a net here. We don't want to take chances in a fight like this. Not too many chances at least. Okay, go for the damage here. Miss. Raymonda can do nothing at the moment. We are out of inspiring range with Leif, but we can inspire Eilika, for example. Or we could inspire Margareta for two hits, possibly. Would need to actually calculate that. How much does this cost? 8. So yeah, we would be able to do 2. It would be on this raider though. Might be a bit of a waste. Could also use Margareta to rotate Nevar in this spot. So if anyone's going to take a spot like this, it's Nevar because of the Battle Heart perk. We could also just inspire Nicholas for another pound on this nacho. Or we could inspire Magnachar. Or Torolf. Or we could move. Let's wait. Okay, try to kill this. We could also break the shield. They don't have shield expert. So that does 24 damage. And these are, I think they're 20 durability only. I'm not sure though. This regular round shield. So the guy is shield walling. 24. I think that's enough to break the shield here. And since he is shield walling, that might be the best course of action for once. Let's try it, let's see. Okay, there goes the shield. So now Margareta will have a better chance to land a hit on this raider. 61 only still. With 95 melee skill. So we could do that, or we could go for the rotation. We would need to successfully be able to move here as well though. So 63 melee defense is quite high, but this guy does have a sword. Let's just go for the hit. Good job, good job. Okay. Yeah, and Oswulf doesn't have a hand. Well, he has one hand. So he can't use nets and doesn't have nets, but he does have rotation. Is there a good rotation here? Not sure about that. Just wait. Okay, let's use a net on this one. this one. So if we want to be really safe, we could use a net on either this Nacho here or one of these frenzied direwolves. We don't want to use too many though, because we need to save them for the white direwolf. Let's use one net on this Nacho here. Try to get Berserk active with this guy. It's only 63, but still. Good job, very good job. Let's kill this Nacho before we go for this frenzied direwolf here. Okay. So yeah, this white direwolf is going to accompany this coven leader as a bodyguard until we get very close. And we did the waiting trick with resilient there again, so we were dazed, but now we are not dazed for next round. Okay, so Nicholas can either stay here or move closer to help with these unholds. And I think stunning is the best option here for Leif. Just stun both of these. So high melee skill, mace mastery and mind over body. You can keep these nasty enemies stunned for quite a while without running out of fatigue. Can't do anything with Raymonda unless we use the dog. We might do so, but it's quite likely it would just die like basically immediately, so why bother? Would help immensely if we had rotation or recover for situations like this. So this would be a good turn to use recover when we can't shoot at anything. But that is not the case. So let's just end her turn there. And we don't... Well, we could inspire Eilika, I guess, but we don't have really very many good targets to inspire just here. We could also move with Sophie. Actually, yeah. Let's inspire Navar, because we can do 2 split man attacks next round with that inspire, because we won't be able to activate Berserk anyway. These things have too much health. Unless we get like a really good hit in on this bear. I think we'll go for this unhold instead anyway. Landina. So 31 melee defense, underdog, resilient, steel brow. I think she's just good enough to use this aggressively here, even though it is risky and we might lose her, but let's move her closer. Also, yeah, we should have rotated Raymonda earlier with Margareta, but we did not do so. Let's do that now. Move the not the Hex, the Vala a bit closer as well. So let's rotate Magnachar, I guess. Get him a bit closer. Can we actually do 250 fatigue? We can't. So let's actually not rotate then. Because this caravan hand is in the way. Could rotate Elsa. Is there a point in doing so? A little bit maybe. Get the net range a bit closer for next round. And let's take this high ground here. Okay. Sadly, we don't have enough fatigue for a shatter here. Let's go for this nacho. This direwolf is still staggered. Okay, now this one is staggered as well. And let's see how much damage we can do to the unhold. Don't have killing frenzy active. Okay, but we do have executioner, which should mean that we get more damage, significantly more damage on this split man here. Okay, it's almost dead. Go ahead and use adrenaline. Okay. Some of the bodyguard direwolves are coming in. Actually, yeah. Did not foresee that coming. I thought that white direwolf would have stayed with the coven leader for longer. Get dazed by the bear. That's why we waited instead of ending the Crusader's turn. So we can't keep Raymonda next to the white direwolf for long. So we need to kill this unhold, or rotate Raymonda out of there. And Leif is way over here. So the only one who can stun the white direwolf is Margareta. And she is not the most reliable with that. Unless we get super lucky with Nicholas. Has a 30% chance to stun with this pound. And sadly this unhold that's almost dead will get to act before we can kill it. We'll see what happens with that. Okay. Also, Crusader has lost all of the body armor, which means even she is in danger to this white direwolf. So if we get really unlucky here, we might actually lose the Crusader, which means it's run over. But that has not happened. That has not happened just yet. So even if we don't get a stun on this direwolf, we will be able to use a net on it, and that will help quite a bit. Let's see. Can Elsa actually use the net though? Elika, I think, has a net still. So Elika can use a net on the direwolf. Because we can't move here and use a net with Elsa. What the? Coven leader is going aggressive here. Never seen that happen. So if we had reach weaponry here, we could actually kill the Coven leader now. Because it hasn't used a hex on anyone. Okay. And now I think we'll go for damage with Leif here. Want to kill these damn direwolves. Not quite able to do so just yet. If Margareta had more of a fatigue pool, we'd be better off. Because I don't think we can do both a rotation and try to stun the direwolf. The white direwolf, that is. So we might be in trouble here. Might be in trouble. Need to kill these bears before we kill the direwolf as well. Because we can actually die with Nevar, even to the bears, if we don't take them out. We can always rotate Nevar instead of rotating Raymonda, of course, but... yeah. Fights against these kinds of opponents, they're always at least a little bit tricky. So it was going quite well. We took out this hex very well. It was the first round of combat, wasn't it? So we took this hex out before it could really do anything. But now that this white direwolf joined the fight, I did not foresee it joining the fight. I thought the coven leader would just sit back and the white direwolf would like act as a bodyguard. But I was wrong with that assessment as well. Maybe that's because I usually avoid fighting hexes. So who do we inspire with Sophie? Let's wait with that. Well, actually it could be Nicholas. Nicholas can get 2 pounds on this frenzied direwolf here. Sure, let's do that. And yeah, it's kind of silly. We rotated Raymonda out of this Unhold's range. And now we kind of need to do it again, just to get away from this white direwolf instead. So if we do this, we do not have enough fatigue for a strike down. We will have enough fatigue for a cudgel though, which can daze. So daze will help as well. But before we attempt this cudgel attack, we should get a net on the direwolf though. So let's rotate and then wait. Also it helps that we got a morale check. So now this white direwolf is wavering. I think they have back to basics, so if it starts to flee, that's no guarantee of success. So it's really bad that Leif is stuck over here dealing with these frenzied direwolves when we kinda needed him here to deal with the white direwolf. But it is what it is. And let's see what our chance to hit the split is here with Landina. 95. Didn't think it would be that high. So yeah, we need to take out these bears before we try to take out this white direwolf. It's going to take so long to kill this white direwolf anyway. Okay. We might be in trouble here, but we'll see. Heightened senses will help. And also, yeah, these white direwolves, they actually have footwork. So if we put Blanca de Vala here, the direwolf might decide to use footwork and attack the Vala instead. And if we are going to lose anyone, it shouldn't be the Crusader and it shouldn't be the Vala. Those are, I think, the most valuable members of the group. If the Vala dies, we can get another Vala, but I think there's a cooldown for that, so it's like 100 days or something. That is a long, long time. But still, the Crusader is even more valuable than the Vala, so we might decide to move here anyway. But for now, let's wait on that decision. This Unhold still needs to be taken care of as well. So this fight is, despite us being able to kill this hex straight away, this fight is far from over. Magnachar has a throwing net, but is too far away. Does have rotation though, so we could rotate Raymonda, or we could rotate Elsa. Using Elsa's net might be better than using Eilika's net, because Eilika can attack this Unhold and potentially even kill it. So if we rotate here, Elsa can move here and use the net. That might be the better rotation if we go for a rotation. We could also rotate Nicholas here and let Nicholas move next to the white direwolf. That is an option. That also makes it slightly safer to move Blanca to this spot. So very many options we can take. Not sure which one is the best one. Let's go for a crossbow bolt and a rotation here. So bolt on this unhold. Has 54 health left. And now let's rotate, I think, Elsa. And I suppose just wait after that. Now, I'm not actually sure if these nachos can swallow people if they're in a net. One would imagine that that shouldn't be the case, because how do you swallow someone through these net holes? But we'll see. Oswulf doesn't have the fatigue for a rotation. We could also use him, try to one thing to stun the direwolf. Won't be that high of a chance. But we could also use him as kind of bait. That's kind of sad if we do that and he dies, because he's been with us for so long and still hasn't actually given us the inventory upgrade that he's here for. But of course that's better than losing Nevar. He does have some armor, so he should be fine for, let's say, 1 round if the White Direwolf decides to target him. I think we kind of have to do that. Because the Nevar the Crusader has lost all the body armor. So if this White Direwolf and these bears both manage to hit Nevar, we are in trouble. In deep, serious shit. Okay, let's see if we can kill this unhold. We only have 58 though. We could actually rotate Nicholas closer. Nicholas will have a higher chance to kill the unhold. But I think we kind of want to stay in range, in net range of the White Direwolf, because we will need to use more than 1 net on it. And Elika here has a net. So let's try to kill this unhold with a 58. Miss. Okay, we do succeed with the second slash. Also Gunhild is way over here, so we can't use nets on the direwolf until we've actually taken care of this. Well, at least this direwolf, because we can possibly move away from this one, but I don't think I should risk it against 2. There's also this one coming in. Okay. Torolf has Vengeance active, so if we hit a split man, we will do quite a bit of damage. However, it won't be enough to kill a nimble direwolf, so we should just spend it on this nacho, I think. Even though it's a bit of a waste. Because that will also activate Berserk for another split man. And go for this one. Mr. 95. Not really the time to miss a 95, but so be it. Okay, let's see what this nacho does. Breaks free. Okay, it's still staggered, so we won't get swallowed straight away next round. Let's clear this daze. And yeah, this is a situation where if I had taken the rotation, we would be much safer. So even with Battle Heart, we are in a bit of a bind here. Okay, so we could go for 2 pounds here, or we could move here with Nicholas, or try to move there. So this is 95. Let's take that. With Nimble, these guys are able to tank a lot of damage. Now Raymonda can actually shoot at something. It might actually be called for to use the Warhound now, even though it's probably going to die. Because we are a bit desperate here. Depending on what happens next round with Nevar and with the Coven leader, if it's able to use its charm successfully on someone, and whom it will go for is also going to affect how dangerous that is. So if it's able to charm, let's say, Margareta here, we are in even more trouble, because we lose the ability to try to stun this direwolf, and also she's next to both Raymonda and Nevar. Don't really care that much if Oswulf dies. With the way this is going, I foresee Oswulf dying. But yeah. So I guess we try to weaken this one. Then next turn with Adrenaline, we will try to kill it, activate Berserk, and hopefully hit this bear as well with Nevar. Don't have enough action points for the Warhound anyway. We could move now, and I think we will, with Raymonda. That means that Elsa will need to take this spot though, and use her net there. Does she have all her action points? Where do I see that? Here. Still has all her action points. So it's 4 action points to throw the net, isn't it? Yes, so should be able to move here and throw the net. Okay, let's move Raymonda back. Move Elsa here. Use the net. So yeah, nets are lifesavers. Always buy nets. Sadly, she doesn't have any more. I should have given her more nets. This dagger is useless in this fight. Why do you not have another net instead? Oh well. And let's hopefully get this daze. We do get the daze. That will help a bit. Stun would be better, but still. And now we move Blancatevala here to get a bit more out of heightened senses. Where is it? Here. So plus 13 melee defense here. It's going to be a bit weaker here, but still every little bit helps in this situation. Where is it? Here. So Nevar is gaining plus 9, currently has 77 melee defense. Let's see if that's enough to survive. Even with Nimble, with her armor gone, this is a very, very dangerous situation. We could move back here if we want to with Magnachar. We might need to use Magnachar's net as well. So let's get closer, I guess. We can maybe get a kill here, though it's kind of unlikely because we have an injured shoulder as well. It is a 95 to hit. And we get a headshot. So, yeah, okay. Hopefully we can kill this bear now. Let's see. Nope, Mr. 90. That 90 miss might actually kill us. We'll see. Okay, here comes another frenzied direwolf. Nicholas taking damage. Leif not taking damage. Here comes the green unhold. Goes for a flank. I think that's good for us. The longer it takes for it to actually join the fight, the better for us. Oh man, these bears. I underestimated the bears. This white direwolf, despite being in a net and dazed, will act in 4 turns as well. If we get unlucky here, Nevar is going to die. So let's see. Hits actually hits the Hex Coven leader twice. That is actually hilarious. And also, if we actually had a Hex on, we would have been hit as well. So, Hex fights. Hex fights, come on. And yeah, these Coven leaders, they spawn saplings when they get hit. Oh dear. Okay, so Raymonda can not use a net because she doesn't have one. Can shoot at something. I think we'll try for the Coven leader, even though it's kind of unlikely to hit. But even if it doesn't hit the Coven leader, it might hit a bear. So let's go for that. And if we do hit the Coven leader, I think it dies. So 29% to kill the Coven leader. And we hit the bear. Okay. Let's make room there. And now for the other bear and the white direwolf. So thankfully we have these other targets for the white direwolf. So it might not go for Navar at all, but we'll see. Get hit once by the bear. And it does go for the Crusader. And we do get a wound as well, so we can't use the Crusader against the white direwolf anymore unless we can reliably stun it. We need to rotate her out of there. Unless we get a stun here, we really need to rotate her out of there. She's going to die. But thankfully we have resilience, so this bleed isn't as bad as it would be otherwise. So always get resilient on your nimble guys if they're a frontliner. Always do that. And what does the Coven leader do? Moves. That is the worst decision I've ever seen from a Hex. Ever. It didn't try to charm anyone. It didn't Hex anyone. It just moved. Like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, that's good for us. I mean, keep moving. Keep moving. Never mind. I won't insult you. That was a very smart move. And it was so smart that I didn't foresee it coming. So you do you, and I will just bow down to your tactical genius. Okay, finally get rid of that one. So at this point we might want to try to move Leif. We also kind of want to kill this Nacho fast because it has now swallowed one of us. Devoured Avon the Smith. So yeah, we might abandon Janold here to deal with this frenzied direwolf by himself. Go for this Nacho. We are, I think, too far away from the white direwolf to actually contribute there with Leif. We might not even have the fatigue to actually rotate Navar out of here. So we will need to get lucky and stun this direwolf here. This white direwolf. Yeah, they have crippling strikes. Do they also have executioner? Don't see it at least. No, they do. Yes, it is there. So if it gets like 2 hits in on us, Navar is going to die. So we need to stun it or something. Because I don't think we have the fatigue to actually rotate the Crusader out. What do we do with Leif? So we could try to move here and start killing this Nacho. Or we could try to stun this direwolf and then move there. Or we could just try to kill this direwolf instead and ignore this Nacho for a little bit. Let's go for a stun here. Miss. Not really the time to miss that, but okay. Fine, do another one. Now he's running out of fatigue as well. We can't keep stunning. We need to just do damage. Okay, who do we inspire and why? Could inspire... Well, Torolf won't have enough fatigue. Never mind. Do we even have a good target for an inspire here? Yeah, Elika I don't think will have enough fatigue to rotate twice. What the hell do we do here? So Nicholas could be inspired for 2 pounds on this frenzied direwolf. No use inspiring Navar. So in hindsight, I overestimated Navar's survivability, and also I might have needed to take that rotation on the level up for Navar. Or positioned everyone with rotation a little bit closer. But yeah, I really didn't see the white direwolf joining the fight so fast. But that's on me. Should keep that possibility in mind. I also kind of underestimated these bears here. We are not dead yet, but we are on our way. I think the proper inspire target is Nicholas here. Try to get rid of this frenzied direwolf. It's not going to happen probably this round. Even if we land hits on both pounds from Nicholas and with Torolf here. So yeah, Elsa can try this knockout. Doesn't have a net, so might as well. We won't be getting next to the white direwolf, just can't. Stunning this frenzied direwolf will help us. We can't kill it yet anyway, because it's nimble, so let's go for a stun here. We fail. We fail that. So I think it's better to save our fatigue instead of going for a bash. Because next round we might have enough fatigue for another knockout. So just end her turn there. And yeah, the run might depend on this strike down actually stunning. Being able to stun this white direwolf. So if we miss this, the run might be over. It's an 86% chance. We do hit. So I think that's a 2-round stun actually. And that might just have saved us. So if we are able to kill these bears with Navar next round, we might be fine. We also have Landina here who can potentially kill this bear. Keep doing this with Blanca. We also have staff days here, but there's no use in trying it here. Let's just check what the percentage would be. It would be 49 here. Okay, so do we go for a split or a split man? Both are 79%. Split man does more damage. Will it kill though? It might. But it's unlikely. Let's go for a split instead and hope for the Crusader actually being able to kill this one. Okay, we hit the back one. That's actually not bad. Because if we land the Berserk here, we might be able to kill this one as well. And that means we, for a little bit, need to worry only about this Frenzied Direwolf here. And that is not nowhere near as dangerous for the Crusader as this White Direwolf is. Okay. So what we can do here is move here with Oswulf and end turn. We will try this knockout when we have the fatigue for it and it's called for, but we could make a free spot here for someone else will be... It won't happen next round probably, but the round after that we might have Elika or Nicholas or maybe even Torol free to move on this spot here. End his turn there. And now with Magnachar, it might be worth trying to kill the Coven leader with the 26. I think it is. Let's go for that. Hit the Direwolf instead. So this is one fight where having Bullseye, this thing right here, would be quite good. People also use it to snipe targets like Necromancers, but Necromancers are nothing compared to Hex Coven leaders in the danger level, unless you're facing like a huge Undead Crisis army with multiple Necromancers and Ancient Legionaries and stuff. In that case, Bullseye would be good there as well. Okay, so yeah, this costs 19. So that's 38 fatigue. And we do not have enough for 2. We could go for 1 rotation and potentially next turn rotate the Crusader out. Or we could go for 2 95s here. So since we were able to stun this white direwolf, we might be fine without the rotation. Because we have a good chance of killing these bears at the start of next round. Even so though, we should probably use the rotation instead of going for the hits. Let's go for 1 slash here and then rotate here. So if we need it next round, we can rotate the Crusader out, as long as she's not dead by then. And this net, so we are so far away, we are never going to be able to use it on the white direwolf anyway, and we might not need to since we landed that stun, and we might land more. We have 2 potential, well, stun capable guys next to it. Let's just use this net on this Nacho here. Take this net out, and next round we will probably use it on this one, this Unhold. Okay. Very nice there. Don't have enough fatigue for another split man, even with battle flow. So it might be a bad time to think about this, but we really want something with either fatigue cost reduction or we want a weapon spec for Torolf for these kinds of situations. Yes, I agree. But that does open the door for Nicholas to potentially kill the Coven leader. Okay. This is 40%, minus 40% damage inflicted, so probably won't be able to kill this bear. Might be able to kill this one though, next round. We do have adrenaline. We're at half health. Okay, this caravan hand thinks he's contributing to the fight, but really he's just making it more difficult for us. So now the spot is taken. We cannot take that unless we rotate. And also, if this white direwolf recovers from the stun, it will be able to kill this caravan hand and activate Berserk and I think Killing Frenzy. So, thanks caravan hand, your heart is in the right place, but your head really isn't. But is this the end of the Coven leader? It's 82%. It is the end of the Coven leader. Okay, that helps. And we also land a stun on this direwolf, which further increases Neighbor's chances of survival. We could try to move here, next to the saplings. Don't really see that as a good move though, since he's already lost almost all of his armor. Let's just end turn there. Okay. Can we kill this bear? We can. Good. 95 on this bear, but we will do less damage, so I don't think it will be a kill. Alright. So we will probably need to use the rotation, and hopefully this bear won't be able to kill us. Probably won't. And they're helping. Oh, man. And it gave them confidence. This guy saw what happened to his friend, but he's still going to help. Yeah, the AI sometimes... The AI... Okay, but who do we shoot with Raymonda? Could shoot at this frenzied direwolf, or we could shoot at this white direwolf. Like I said, I think they have back to basics. So even with Raymonda's fearsome, that is not as helpful. Could also try to shoot at this bear, but we can't do so directly. Let's go for this frenzied direwolf here. Okay. And let's see how this bear does. Thankfully it didn't get confidence. We do get hit, but only once. Okay, there goes another caravan hand. They are so dumb. So dumb. Okay. So yeah, Nevar needs to be rotated out of here. Would help a lot if we had more reach weaponry. I should have given people some reach weapons for this fight specifically. So who do we rotate? No, not rotate. Inspire. I guess it's Nicholas again. Okay. We'll wait and see if the stun is cleared or not. I think it's a two-round stun, but we'll see. Now Torov has enough fatigue for a knockout as well. Okay. So here we need to start killing, finally. Okay, stun is not cleared. This is why maces are so good weapons. Even with people, enemies now having quite a large amount of steel brows and stun immunities otherwise, but white direwolves don't have stun immunity, so Margareta having mace mastery and this two-handed mace saved us here, as did the net. So definitely a better choice than one-handed swords, for example, here. Though one-handed swords aren't bad, they are not a utility weapon. Unless you count riposte as utility. Okay, Manga Charm. Guess we go for this shot here. We could go for this shot instead. That's actually better. We want to get the smith back sooner rather than later. And now Landina here, I think, should go for this bear instead of the white direwolf. Is able to kill. This frenzied direwolf is now fleeing. Obviously a good thing for us. Let's actually move Landina back, because this spot is a bit closer to the rest of our team. And now Eilika. I think to make sure we should still rotate Nevar. Can get unlucky against these saplings. And if the if we are unable to stun the white direwolf again, we don't want Nevar to be next to it, so let's rotate. Okay. And I suppose we'll use a net on this nacho. Once again. Once again. And it might be better to go for the nacho with Torov. Let's see how good of a chance we get. 17%. And we succeeded. But we failed a 95. So we've had quite a few of these high percentage chance misses this fight. But it is what it is. And we might actually want to save our fatigue instead of going for this strike down. If we inspire Margareta, we can actually go for 2 strike downs as long as she has enough fatigue. So let's not go for a cudgel here. And also, once this white direwolf goes below 50% health, it will get the stun and daze and other things cleared, I think. I forget what the ability is, but we have it here. Where is it? They have second wind, so that will clear stuns, dazes, staggers, baffles, charms and sleeps. So we need to keep that in mind as well. So let's do nothing with Margareta. And nothing with Oswulf. Try to go for a... Well, actually, we might... No, we don't want to try to move here because, first of all, we can't because of the saplings, and second of all, saplings can also target Elsa. So let's go for a knockout on this direwolf here. Failed. Caravan hand is helping. Get hit by a sapling. Let's go for this sapling here, I think. Almost got the kill there. Thank you for the knockback. That helps us. Okay, so we can activate Berserk here if we hit. Let's try that. I think it's better than the other options. Or is it? You don't have Killing Frenzy though. Might be better to just hit this straight away. Let's try that. Get the stun. Let's move a bit closer to the white direwolf, that is. Okay, now let's try for this again. 84. We do succeed. Good. So Oswulf can keep on not doing anything. Or we could actually rotate this caravan hand out at this point. It will just move back though. Because we don't have anyone to take these spots apart from maybe Raymonda. Maybe Blanca. Even that might be better than not doing that though. Even if it's not optimal. It's a really long fight because it's really difficult. Really difficult. So now we need to figure out who to inspire. I think we need to keep Sophie close to these guys in case we want an inspire for Margareta at some point, for example. We can be a bit aggressive though, don't need to worry about saplings or this stunned frenzied direwolf with Sophie. She also has 38 melee defense. Let's move here, we will have more options. Okay, won't be using any more nets on this nacho, but we will be using a net on this unhold here. And despite mind over body, unable to do a second strike there. We'll need more resolve or something to help with that. Okay, but we are winning. We are winning, so we should be fine, but it's going to take some careful play to make sure. Okay. Welcome back, Avon. Still no fatigue for a split man. Move here, Torolf. Okay. So, Nevar has taken so much damage, we need to be super careful with her. Might be able to do something here though. We'll see. Good job, Landina. We'll need battle flow though. Even with Berserk. Not able to do anything else. Do have a net on her as well, but I think we are fine with the White Direwolf here, unless we screw up once it gets second wind. Now we need to deal with this green unhold before it kills Janold. Okay, Caravan Hand is still helping us. Doing valuable work here. We couldn't have done this without you, Caravan Hand. We really couldn't have. Okay. What I could do actually is rotate this Caravan Hand out and occupy the spot with this Warhound. That's better than having this Caravan Hand here potentially being a liability. And we might do that. Okay, this sapling is escaping. No problem with that. You may do so. No use hitting this unhold now because it's going to regenerate anyway. But let's activate Killing Frenzy here. Get Vengeance. So I suppose I should be thankful to this unhold for that. We'll need to move back to actually use it though. If I had a rotation available here, that would be a better option, but we don't. Okay, let's move the Vala over here, just to make some room here in case we rotate this Caravan Hand out. Okay, land a hit with Avon. Alright, what do we do with Magnachar? Magnachar could actually rotate this guy out, but it would have to be next round. He's not going to be much help with this unhold anyway. Let's move here. And Nevar can use Adrenaline and be relatively safe from these enemies, so we might still use her. For situations like this, we might actually want to give Nevar also a reach axe. That might be a good option. But then we would want quick hands probably as well. Hmm. And also, yeah, let's keep in mind that we might activate second wind. This goddamn caravan hand is probably going to activate it actually. We need just 2 more damage for that to activate, and the caravan hand has a shield, not a shield, a spear. So he'll also be able to hit. And that will clear that this stun, I think, immediately. So I might have made a mistake by hitting it just now. I don't think any of us will die though, so it's probably fine. Because everyone has almost full armor and full HP next to the white direwolf. 15. Battle flow. I'm not sure if this is going to... Yeah, now we have enough. Okay. So we are slowly winning this fight. Don't even have a net anymore, even if we wanted one. Okay, so we can clear that stun now and we can activate it again. Well, if you can call reapplying the stun an activation. But let's do that. Okay, there it goes. So now we need to stun it again. Move closer with Nicholas. We can actually try to stun with Oswulf here. That's only going to be for 1 round though. Let's try it. It's safer than just relying on the 83 or whatever we are getting here. Also, they do get last stand, so our chances to hit will get lower and lower as it loses health. So now it's 78. Good job, good job. Okay. So instead of inspiring here, we could actually use rally the troops just for Avon. If we wanted to. Don't really have... The only one we can really inspire is Nicholas, but we will have to wait for Nicholas to actually be in this spot for that to be useful. Because if he moves as well, he won't have enough action points to use his weapon twice. Unless we rotate with Eilika. But yeah, let's just go ahead and rally here. Use that ability for once. Okay, now we try to take out this unhold here. Vengeance doing a lot of work there. Might as well go for a stun here, even though it's kind of whatever at this point, especially since it's staggered. And now it's fleeing. And now it's dead. Thank you, Caravan Hand. Thank you. You're doing valuable work. You're really protecting the caravan. Let it not be said that you lack courage. But yeah, now we should be in the clear for the most part. Just need to make sure we land this kill instead of this damn caravan hand. And for next round, I suppose we inspire Nicholas. And miss there. That's fine, because he's going to survive with this amount of HP and armor. Good move here. No point, really. Yeah, let's rotate this guy out of there to make sure. You did valuable work, but we'll handle it from here. We will handle it. Couple more hits. There we go. And now just for this last unhold. So a very difficult and tricky fight. We got both lucky and unlucky, so that evens out. Everyone survives. This fight does prove that the Crusader is nowhere near unkillable, despite Battle Heart and all the defensive perks. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this despite all the 90% misses that we had. I do enjoy these difficult fights more than I enjoy those cakewalk ones. Because if there's no risk, then what's the point? Would prefer to not fight a Hex just very soon afterwards, but yeah, difficult fights. Nothing against difficult fights, really. And if this Hex group had been tougher than this, then yeah, we might have chosen not to take the fight. But we are a relatively strong company at this point, so if we back down from fights like this, then what does that say about us? We are not craven. Usually, at least. And that, as they say, was that. Now, let's hope the game also doesn't crash, because this took a long time. Okay, that's finally over. We can breathe a sigh of relief. Eilika manages to get a level up as well. Get some loot here. We get one white wolf belt. One isn't enough, I don't think, to craft anything. And if I remember correctly, the things you can craft out of white wolves isn't that exciting anyway. Don't remember what you can make out of these hex parts. But we also probably don't have enough for anything. Okay. Let's break camp again. Let's assign... Well, let's actually move people back to their spots. Also, Oswulf... I suppose Oswulf can come on some fights for now, since we have the room. But Elsa here can get a pike once more. And let's distribute these nets so we don't forget. I should probably do that on my own time though. So I'll do inventory management on my own time, but let's quickly level Eilika here. And we might actually want to boost her fatigue levels, but Resolve also helps with that because of Mind over Body, so let's go Resolve. Okay. So, a very tough and tricky, exciting fight where we started out very nicely, took out that Hex on the first round, but then despite their kind of... Well, we also got lucky that the Hex Coven leader was not able to do anything. So I guess even though we missed quite a few of those 90% plus hits on the enemies, we also got quite lucky in that the hexes were unable to charm anyone. They didn't use hex. And also because those bears use AoE attacks that can hit friendly targets, and we saw that hit the hex there. So if that Coven leader had actually put hex on someone, I think that hit on the Coven leader might have actually killed one of us if that Coven leader had used the hex ability. So if we fight hexes again, we need to keep that also in mind. And if we see bears, and if the hex goes for the bears, we need to nuke those bears or that hex down as fast as possible. Because a lot of things can happen in these hex fights. But yeah, that was a long episode because that fight was fight was so difficult, required a lot of thinking. Thanks for watching and see you next time.